And we'll get to the snow that's beginning to impact the Portland area in just a moment. But first, a breaking news and a shooting this evening at Michigan State University that authorities say has left at least 3 people dead and 5 others injured. And police at the sprawling campus in East Lansing say the suspect eventually killed himself. Now, details are still coming in, but for hours, students on campus were told to shelter in place. At one point, police cleared a dining hall filled with hundreds of students, leaving many simply terrified.
We ran out of the cafeteria and there were police outside. It felt like nothing. It felt like within a second I was outside and there were cops and they told us to run. Yeah. And I was turning around screaming her name. I couldn't hear her. Everyone was screaming everyone's names. It was really loud.
Yeah, police released a surveillance photo of the suspect. You'll see it in a second, in a jean jacket and red sneakers to aid in that search. That lasted, again, at least a couple of hours. Now, just a short time ago, police clarified that he is a 43-year-old man with no known connection to the university. Again, authorities saying the suspect here has taken his own life. We'll have updates on both KGW.com and NBC News as they come in. Well, locally tonight, we are following a blast of winter weather hitting our region. The snow has started to come down in several spots. This is a live look from Sylvan Hill in southwest Portland, where you can see snow's coating the shrubs, the trees. We've seen plows making their ways up and down the road there. Looks like it is coming down, but for now, the roads are looking pretty good and clear. That could change overnight, though. Keep in mind, check out the big flakes we saw coming down in Battleground, Washington. This was even earlier tonight. We also had reports of snow everywhere from downtown Portland to further east out in Happy Valley. Look at those flakes. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko along with Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino. Okay, Matt, walk us through the timing here. How much snow could we see overnight?
Yeah, the main event is just now coming on shore, but this was earlier. We had that band of snow showers move on through. This is downtown Portland, and you can see the snow in the air here. It's not actually red. That's just the light on the top of the building. That has moved on through, and in its wake, we've got this band of low cloud that has formed as the snow helped to cool the air mass. The snow moved on, and then the moisture condensed. We've got this area of low clouds over downtown Portland right now, where it is 35 degrees and not snowing at the moment. Still some rain showers out of the Portland airport, too. But watch, when you look at Doppler radar, first of all, a lot of lightning strikes. We've had several come on shore at the coast. There's still some more offshore. That just proves the point as to how dynamic and active this weather pattern is. So over the valleys right now, the last band of snow has moved out. We're getting a break at the moment, but there's more coming on shore right now, and that is really the main act, which I'll show you in the satellite in just a minute. Here's some more snow for you. This is from Sandy, up around 1,000 feet. Judy Paradin O'Regan sending us this picture from Sandy. Thank you, Judy, for that. Okay, here it is. This is the feature we've been watching all day and really picked up on even late last week that this would come in tonight. This is a little bit more organized band of showers. It's a little bit more widespread, so that's going to be snow as that begins to move in the next hour or so. Certainly cold enough for snow, as you can see. Temperatures in the low 30s, and they will continue to cool and get colder overnight tonight. So by the hour, this is the latest from the European model, now up to 1.6 inches. It's actually gone up a bit. There's still a range from just a few tenths of an inch to about 2-3 inches for the valley. But I see it breaking down like this. The snow increasing tonight after midnight. Valley floor descending to up to 2 inches. Above 500 feet, though, up to 3 inches. So, yes, it's going to be rather white as we go overnight. Back to you.
Still more to come. Thank you, Matt. A reminder, Multnomah County has opened 3 warming shelters tonight. The locations are here on your screen. Officials say no one will be turned away, and all of these sites are open to pets. TriMet will also waive fares for anyone headed to a shelter. Well, new tonight, it is one of the clearest signs of how severe Portland's drug challenges have grown. Thousands upon thousands of used needles littering the streets. And while it appears a surge in sharps, officials say, may eventually subside, our Catherine Cook explains why that in and of itself might be a symptom of another troubling trend.
At every homeless camp I've gone past, you see somebody shooting drugs.
It's a part of Portland's landscape Renata Carnegie has come to expect. The drug use and the drifts of discarded needles left behind.
I think it's really dangerous. Even anywhere where there's a park and they've been there, there's just needles everywhere.
What Renata sees is not anecdotal. Look at the latest numbers from downtown Portland Clean and Safe. In 2022, they collected nearly 177,000 used needles just from its downtown enhanced service area. The needles came from public right-of-ways as well as 4 county drop-box sites. The number is staggering in itself, but now compared to just 8 years ago, In 2014, Clean and Safe collected just under 5,000 needles from the same area.
So you see that dramatic change, and you really can incrementally follow the opioid crisis through the needles that Clean and Safe has been collecting.
Mark Wells is Executive Director of Downtown Portland Clean and Safe.
And when I'm out with my staff, seeing people using drugs openly, suffering from addiction, they need help and they deserve help. Everyone needs to realize the drug crisis that we have on our streets.
And it's not just the streets of downtown Portland. Last year, Metro's RID Patrol collected nearly 10,000 used needles from public spaces. And then there's the 14 other Sharps collection boxes the county placed citywide. Metro tells us over the last 4 years, they've collected a total of 1,480,000 needles from those boxes.
We have got to prioritize drug treatment and being honest with ourselves. And it is a city problem, it is a county problem, and it's a state problem.
A problem that could be evolving. KGW found one more statistic regarding used needles. Multnomah County's health department offers several syringe exchange sites. In 2021, they collected over 6,046,000 syringes. Last year, that number dropped to 3,248,000 syringes, a 50% drop in 1 year. Health officials believe it directly reflects the rise in fentanyl use. They say more people are turning to the deadly synthetic opioid to achieve the high they've been getting intravenously for so long. And for that reason, county health officials tell me they predict the number of needles collected from other sites around the city could also begin to drop as soon as next year. But again, that is as fentanyl use continues to reach epidemic levels. David.
Really important context there, Catherine. Appreciate your reporting tonight. Thank you. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. The city of Portland is moving forward with its plan to move homeless people to larger sanctioned campsites. And one of those reportedly appears to be in a parking lot in the Central East Side off Southeast Gideon and 13th. This is an area known as the Clinton Triangle. The city has not confirmed the location, but the Oregonian reports, according to the mayor's public calendar, he was scheduled to work on a letter of intent related to that site. Well, tonight, new parents, families, and care providers gathered to try to save a birthing center in Gresham. They rallied outside Legacy Mount Hood Hospital, which is planning to close its birthing center, citing both financial losses and a lower number of births compared to other hospitals. Now, those who want to stop the closure say it'll make inequity for people who call East County home even worse.
I feel so fortunate that we received the care that we did, and I know many other people have had repeat deliveries here. I would have had my second daughter here, but we lived out of state at the time. So this is just an amazing facility. It'll be a huge loss to our community.
Well, the state still has to approve that closure, which is tentatively set for March 17th. And the head of the Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission is out amidst a scandal over high-end liquor. Governor Tina Kotek asked for his resignation last week, and Steve Marks agreed today to step down on Wednesday. Now, the scandal, first reported by the Oregonian last week, reportedly involves high-level executives at the commission redirecting rare bottles of top-shelf bourbon for themselves. Oregon's Attorney General has since launched a criminal investigation. Well, tonight there are new questions and calls for transparency about exactly what is flying in American and Canadian skies after U.S. fighter jets shot down 3 UFOs since Friday. Now, officials say all 3 objects, as they are calling them, were unmanned and appeared to be moved only by the wind. The White House also rather cheekily saying today that there is no link to extraterrestrials, though it turns out there is a Portland connection. That is because F-15s were scrambled at a Portland Air National Guard base in the search for one of those objects. So here is Josh Hovanes, the commander of the 123rd Fighter Squadron.
You know, we scrambled on the object over Montana. Our job is to protect the Northwest. And when we scramble, we operate under, the jurisdiction of Northern Command.
All right. The commander says when pilots got over Montana, it was starting to get a little bit late. He did not go into specifics over why the crews ultimately did not locate that object, but that UFO was eventually located near Michigan and shot down over Lake Huron. Recovery efforts are underway.